So this is Nanoparticles and Their Effect on Society by Max Myers. Today we will be considering the different effects that nanoparticles will have on society. I will tell you briefly about the different types, sizes, and components of certain particles. Once we have a brief understanding about them, we will consider the possible effects that each nanoparticle can have on the human body. There's a vast array of implications that nanoparticles can be used for. However, the problems that they pose might not be worth using them. We will look at how these particles can have negative and positive implications. So nanoparticles, or NPs, have one dimension that measures 100 nanometers or less. Nanoparticles have three different layers. The first layer is called the surface layer and can be imbued with different properties, such as polymers or metal ions. The second layer is called the shell and is different chemically than the surface layer. Then there's the core, which is the center part of the NP and is basically how the NP is identified. The NPs can be either mesoporous or non-porous based on the type of NP it is. Nanoparticles have so many different characteristics and qualities, so we are just going to focus on the ones looked at for medical purposes. Mesoporous NPs are the most applicable in medicine due to their ability to deliver medicine directly to the affected areas, or areas where it will have the largest impact. These, like other NPs, have a potential to be toxic to us and therefore require more research and development. There are many companies looking at coating these NPs with certain materials, such as polymers. Mesoporous silica nanoparticles are very favorable due to the chemical makeup, pore size, ability to be loaded with drugs, controllability, and stability. These qualities make MSNs a prime example of how these nanoparticles are beneficial to medicine. These NPs can deliver the most effective dosage to the target site with minimum side effects due to the chemical makeup. These particles are being researched for the treatment of many diseases and illnesses, but most notably, they are being looked at to fight cancer and tumors. Non-porous nanoparticles are coated with metal ions to make them absorb certain spectrums from light. Depending on the metal ions that are attached to the NP, they will give off a certain colored light. Iron oxide and gold NPs have been found to be the most useful in medical imaging and diagnostic practices. This is due to the particle's permeability when it encounters cancer and tumor cells. There was a study that showed that nanoparticle-based fluorescent labeling was successful in locating and illuminating tumors in lab mice. There are still many studies that need to be performed to deem these suitable for human use. As you can see here, there's a silica nanoparticle that is also giving off light for diagnostic imaging. Many scientists say that it is their ethical duty to take as many precautions as needed to make sure that exposure and use of these NPs will not have an adverse effect on humans or the environment. The main concern is that NPs will induce a toxic reaction in humans, such as ultrafine particles do. Even though we are rapidly gaining ground in the development and uses of nanoparticles, there is still much that we don't know. It is thought that if some nanoparticles with rigid or outer shells are used in any living being, that they could cause everything from blood clots to tearing of the blood vessels. However, with the continued research and development, I am sure that scientists will find a way to utilize these with little to no negative implications, such as they already have with the MSN particles. There are so many uses for nanoparticles in different fields. I believe that even though the risks are there and they are real, that we as a society will overcome those obstacles and make these a viable option, not just for medical use, but other uses as well. This is still a new technology, and as such, there are many unforeseen problems that will come our way. Through persistence and innovation, we will make this technology a very useful addition in our futures. As you can see here on the slide, there's different applications for optical engineering, defense and security, cosmetics even, energy is a big one, and the medical applications as well. I'm sure that there are people who are skeptical and wary of nanotechnology being entered into the body, and rightly so. However, if people are properly educated on the applications, risks, and benefits, we can all make that choice. Even though I may disagree with people who are against biotechnology, I still respect the right to choose what happens to their bodies. So in conclusion, we have looked at the very basic principles and applications that nanoparticles have in the medical field. There's still a vast amount of information on the subject, but I hope that I have shed a little bit of light into this growing technological area. I hope that this technology continues to be studied and developed because I believe that we can all benefit from it. Thank you.